My friend's younger sister told me about a girl that she went to school with who had like a diary on the internet.
You sent it to me. I think that I remember you introducing it to me as I've discovered the best thing ever. And then I took a look and I think that I was hooked within like a couple entries. Imagine the prettiest, most popular girl in school.
She was blonde. She was a cheerleader. She had a million friends, but also seemed very nice. And then the other girl was this sort of weird, very neurotic, very strange younger girl who was completely obsessed with a cheerleader. She was saying that the girl was all she thought about, that she would scream out for her in the night. She would try to talk to her in school, and the blonde cheerleader would have none of it. So she would write obsessively about this girl, how she wanted to be friends with her, and she would call her repeatedly until the girl just would stop answering her phone. And it was almost like the one who was writing the blog was trying to communicate. This was like her last chance effort to like put it out there to the girl. She was literally harassing this other girl. I mean, she was harassing her. I mean, I just think that she was completely blinded by love.
There was never a day where there was an entry that wasn't interesting. It was at least 20, 25 people reading.
Yeah.
I told my boss, who then told probably his girlfriend, who then told her coworkers. I mean, it went literally to almost every office in the building. I would say at least.
Definitely spanned more than one floor.
I think the point where it almost got out of my control was where I would get phone calls from like someone in human resources who'd be like, oh my God, she updated. We're all reading the blog 2, 3, 4 times a day. And it suddenly became clear that the high school soon had an impending spring musical. And it became a big topic. I mean,
because the blogger
had a role in the musical. It was in fact a production of
Fiddler on the Roof.
Yeah. Like, this is kind of like so crazy, it would be kind of funny to do. We should just go see it.
Yeah. To actually see the blogger in person.
How far would you say that we drove? 200-300 miles?
It was it was a beautiful production. And I mean, honestly, I stopped thinking about the blog because I was so taken in with the plight of the Jews. But I do remember we gave them, like, we rushed to our feet when it was over, and we gave a really big standing ovation.
And then it was like, check it out, like, there she is.
I was very surprised by how pleasant she was, and she seemed very normal.
When you actually saw her, was it like akin to seeing kind of run on the street?
Well, yes, you know, I think it was akin to seeing a celebrity, because I remember thinking to myself, one of my first thoughts was, God, she's so much smaller in person. We left, and that was it. That was the end. And I think then that also sort of sealed it, because then it was just kind of like, she was just a normal person. It was like, kind of like, I wonder if when you see big movie stars, you're kind of like, eh, because they're just normal people.